class here. So here we go. Thank you so much for joining me for this yoga practice with a wonderful group from Breastfriends. I have linked their website in the description box below for you. So if you or anyone you know might benefit from their services and their support, I highly encourage you to reach out. They're just an amazing group of people, and they've been very, very good to me and very good to join us for this class today. So we'll be practicing from our mats, and we're going to go ahead and start laying on our backs. And I encourage you to have your knees bent, your feet on the ground, and you can just lay right on down. Now, for the positioning of the legs, you might want to keep your knees parallel and your feet parallel, but it's kind of nice and it offers a release for the big psoas muscle, which is our kind of our big muscle for action, which means that when we're stressed out, it gets really tight, or when we sit a lot, it gets really tight. So you might walk your feet out, kind of heel toe them out to the edge of your mat, and then just let your knees sort of knock in towards one another. And you might play around a little bit with how close or how far away your feet are from your sit bones. Once you find a spot where you just feel soft and relaxed, and the knees might touch, they might not. That's not the goal here. The goal is just to relax these big psoas muscles here. And then let's bring one hand to the belly and one hand near the heart. And if you feel comfortable to close your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes, or maybe just soften your gaze. And you might just make any little micro adjustments here. You could sort of snuggle your shoulder blades up underneath your heart so that your collarbones can kind of spread apart here. And just take a moment to kind of check in with the muscles of your face. You might notice you're really tense across your forehead or around your eyes. Especially check in with the jaw. I don't know about you, but I do a lot of clenching. I know people do a lot of grinding as well. So see if you can just release the muscles of the jaw and let your tongue relax away from the roof of your mouth. And then anywhere else where you notice tension, you might notice even with your hands resting on your belly that you've got some tension in the shoulders or the fingers. Just anywhere at all that you can soften a little bit. And then once you've got that, just kind of tune in to the rise and fall of your breath. The lifting and the lowering of your hands on your body. And just let yourself slow down. This is not a hot yoga class. It's not a workout. This is a nervous system reset. And when we tap into the power of our parasympathetic nervous system, all the body's processes calm down. We can heal. Our digestion is better. Our blood pressure begins to lower. Probably even our blood sugar too, because we don't need it for action. So just letting everything slow down. And as you rest your hands on your body here, let them be with a tender touch. So like imagining if you have a dog or a cat or a child or a grandchild, the kind of touch that you would use if you were petting them or hugging them or holding them. That same kind of tender touch here for yourself. You might double check with your jaw, your shoulders. Even now, they might be clenching or bracing again. So recommit to softness. And then as you're ready, bring your hands out so that they're resting on your side body right here at the rib cage. You might be able to feel your ribs, you might not. That's not the goal. The goal is to be right here under the bra line so that we're near the diaphragm. We're going to practice some diaphragmatic breathing to further tap into the power of the parasympathetic nervous system. So as you breathe here, just notice if your ribs move at all. You might notice the breath is more up in your chest, a little bit higher. Just kind of checking in here first. Just noticing where you are, the quality of your breath. Might be fast, might be slow, might be deep or shallow. Just checking in with yourself. Again, like your pet or your family member, how are you doing today? That same kind of attitude, but for you. And then see if you can encourage your breath to expand side to side into your ribs as you inhale. And then soften inward as you exhale, just breathing in and out of your nose for now. If you have a stuffy nose and you need to breathe through your mouth, that's fine too. Honor whatever is present and true for you. The next time you breathe, I want you to count to yourself the number of beats that it takes to inhale. And then see if you can match the length of your exhale to that inhale count. So if you're inhaling for a count of 4, see if you can exhale for a count of 4. Just kind of a nice balanced breath, samavriti. Balanced breath. Further tapping into that parasympathetic nervous system. Expanding and softening side to side in the ribs. And you might even notice now some expansion in the top of the belly and the mid back. The next time you inhale, inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, open up your mouth and let it go with a nice ha sound. So inhale through the nose. Open up the mouth and let it go. Ha. Couple regular breaths through your nose. And then one more time, inhale through the nose and release with a nice big sigh out the mouth. Ha. Just notice how that feels in your body. And then this time we're going to elongate the exhale. So inhale, for an example, 4 counts, but it might be 3 or 6 or anything, whatever's right for you. And to elongate the exhale, we're going to exhale out the nose, but with pursed lips like you're breathing out one of those tiny little red cocktail straws. So an inhale through the nose, and then purse your lips and softly, slowly blow. Let's do that a couple more times. Inhale through the nose. Purse your lips and exhale. Let it be soft and slow and complete. When you feel like you've had enough there, just come back to breathing in and out of your nose. Letting go of any counting. Just notice what you notice. Maybe a shift in your energy, maybe some impatience with the slowness of this practice. No judging, just noticing. Wonderful. And then as you're ready, with this same really intentional breath throughout our practice, let's go ahead and lift the knees away from one another. Heel toe your feet so that you're parallel, and hug one knee and then the other in towards your heart. And just a little rock and roll from side to side. Give yourself a nice little massage here. And then let's go ahead and stretch the body out long. Reach your arms up overhead. Take a nice big full body stretch. And when you're here, wiggle your fingers and your toes. And then we're going to make some circles in the ankles and the wrists. So maybe 4 to 6 times in one direction, depending on how fast or slow you're moving. And then 4 to 6 times in the opposite direction. And you can have your arms overhead or up above your shoulders or down at your sides if that feels better. But here we're going to just kind of point and flex the feet and the wrists. Just a nice little point and flex. Again, 5, 10 times, whatever feels good. And then we're going to spread the fingers out wide, spread the toes out wide, and then curl them in. So the toes are kind of like you're picking up a pencil off the floor. The hands are kind of like making a fist, but not that tight. Just a little curl. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, bend one knee and then the other. And let's go ahead and roll onto our right side. Now, here is a good spot for a pillow or a yoga block or a rolled up towel or blanket to support your head so that your neck is in line with your spine. That's not necessary because we won't be here long, but as you can see, this is really hard on my neck. So you're probably going to want to get something here to support your head. Go ahead and pause the video if you're watching the recording or take a moment to get yourself set up. And then we're going to just kind of curl up into a sort of a fetal position. Stretch the right arm out in front of you at shoulder height, and then bring your left hand on top of your right hand. When you inhale, We're going to lift this left arm up as far as it is comfortable for you to go, watching your thumb the whole way. And then exhale as you lower your left hand down to meet your right hand. Inhale to lift up, maybe up pointing to the sky, maybe a little bit farther back behind you. And exhale, palm to palm. Just kind of opening and closing your arms like a book. And just noticing what you notice here. A little love for the shoulder, the neck, the upper back. A little twisting motion here, which is always good for digestion and elimination. Let's just do this a few times more. And as you're here, you might make sure that your muscles in your face are still soft and that you're linking your breath with your movement. One more time here. And the next time your left hand meets your right, that's the last time. If it feels nice here, you might take another inhale and stretch your left arm and left leg out long, maybe wiggling fingers and toes, rotating ankles and wrists, whatever feels nice here. And then we're just going to switch to do the opposite side. So any way you want to get there, flip on over to your left side. Take your time. Be gentle with yourself. Make sure you have something to support your head here so that your neck is safe. And then stretch that left arm out. Bring the right palm on top of the left arm. Curl up into your little fetal position here. And when you're ready, inhale, right arm up to the sky. Watch your hand as it moves. And exhale, palm to palm. And again, you can bring this right arm back as far as it feels comfortable for you. You might even be able to reach your back of the hand down to the floor. You might just be able to go up, 5 or 10 inches. Everybody is different. We want to honor that limit within ourselves. We want to honor our own internal boundaries. Just finding the edge of sensation and letting that be enough. Just a few more times here on this side. Relax the muscles around your eyes, your jaw. Let your belly be soft. I'm not great at counting when I teach yoga because I'm talking the whole time. So when you feel even, maybe once or twice more on this side, we'll wrap up here. And the next time your palms meet, that's the last time. If it feels nice, you might stretch that right arm and leg out long, wiggle fingers and toes, rotate wrist and ankle, whatever feels good for you. And then this time we're going to roll right on over to the belly. If that's not comfortable for you, go ahead and stay on your back. But if you can be on your belly, we're going to come into Sphinx pose. Or bring those elbows right underneath the shoulders. If you're still on your back, curl your knees in towards your chest and continue to massage your back, bringing knees farther and closer in as it feels good. If you're on your belly, elbows are under your shoulders, forearms are parallel, and we're kind of drawing the heart forward. And then we don't want to wrench the neck back. So looking down towards the top of your mat here so that your neck is nice and neutral. Let's inhale right here. As you exhale, we're going to push into our hands and our elbows. Tuck your chin down towards your heart and round your upper spine, opening up your shoulder blades. And then draw your heart forward with your next inhale. Exhale, round the spine, chin towards your heart, tuck it in deeply, stretching the top of the shoulders. And then inhale, draw your heart forward and maybe look up towards the sky a bit, opening up across your throat and your collarbones. We'll just kind of go back and forth here, moving at your own pace with your breath. Now you can stay with this movement here, or if you want a little more sensation, you can bring your hands down right underneath your shoulders, tuck your elbows in towards your ribs, and with your next inhale, press up into a baby cobra. And then exhale to lower down, bring your neck neutral so you're gazing down at your mat. Inhale, press up, look towards the top of your mat, hug the elbows in, and exhale to lower down. Bhujangasana in the Sanskrit cobra pose. Each time you press up, you might press up a little bit higher. We want to keep a bend in the elbows though, and we want to keep the pubic bone and the tops of the feet on the ground. Just a couple more times here. One last time, inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower down, spin your elbows out and rest your forehead on your stacked hands. Just give your hips a little shimmy shake, release your low back. Take a couple of breaths right here. Again, you might want to see if you can really notice the breath side to side in your ribs. And then when you're ready, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, press all the way up into tabletop. Now, if this is tough on your wrists and you have a couple of blocks, you can rest your forearm to your block in the medium setting, or you can curl your fingers in and use the top flat part of your fists instead of putting pressure on your wrists. You can also walk your hands a little bit forward. That might help take some pressure out as well. We're going to practice that same movement that we did in Sphinx pose, but this time we're going to get the hips involved too. So let's inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, look forward. And then exhale, press into your fingertips, round the spine, bring your chin down towards your heart. Inhale, any amount, drop the belly, draw the heart forward, lift the tailbone. And exhale, chin towards your heart, belly button towards your spine, tailbone dips down towards the ground. And continue to move at your own pace with your breath. Just a couple more times here. One more time. Exhale into cat pose and then draw your hips back towards your heels any amount. If it's comfortable for you, you might tuck your toes under and stretch the bottoms of your feet, but you can keep the tops of the feet on the mat if that's better. Nice big stretch here. Imagine creating space across the length of your spine. Couple breaths here, side to side, into the diaphragm, into the ribs. And then let's come back to tabletop, untuck the toes, tap the tops of the feet on the ground. If you don't have downstairs neighbors, you can really go for it, go to town. And then we're going to come right back over on the back again. Once you get there, hug your knees in towards your heart. Give yourself a little squeeze hug. And then let's put the left foot down on the ground. Go ahead and take your fingers around the back of your right thigh and straighten your right leg as much as you're able to here. Flex that right foot as you press it up towards the sky. Now, this might be good here, or you might like more sensation, and if that's the case, you can stretch the left leg out long, flexing the heel, pointing the toes up towards the sky. Let's inhale right here. As you exhale, point the toe and bend the right knee. Inhale, flex the right foot, press it up towards the sky, and exhale to lower down. Couple of modifications here. You don't have to use your hands. You can just use your leg. And if you have a yoga strap or a scarf or something, you could wrap it around the back of your thigh to make it more accessible. Otherwise, we'll just move with the breath, nice and slow, keeping the muscles of the face soft. Just a couple, three more on this side. One more time. Inhale, stretch the right foot up to the sky. As you exhale, bring that left foot back to the mat if you have it extended. And then let's bend the right knee, turn it out towards the right, and bring your right ankle to rest on your left thigh. Now, here is a great opportunity to use your hands to massage your right thigh. Maybe your right calf or shin. Maybe draw your foot a little closer so that you can massage your right foot, your ankle, wherever it feels good to you. You might like to stay here in stillness, resting in figure 4. If this isn't deep enough for you, you can pick up that left leg and interlace your hands behind the left thigh. But I'm going to stick here with the massage today. So you do you. Just a couple more breaths here. Massaging whatever needs your tender touch. And then when you're ready, when you've had enough there, bring that right foot back down to the ground and hug the left knee in. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh. And if you're doing that, switch up the clasp so that it kind of feels weird. Let your non-dominant thumb be on top. That's another way we indicate to the nervous system that it's safe to be in a little bit of weirdness, a little awkwardness. Or you can use your strap or scarf or be hands-free. We'll inhale, press the sole of the left foot up towards the sky. Exhale, point the toe and bend the knee. Inhale, extension. Exhale to bend. Check in with the muscles of the face as you move here. If you want to extend that right leg out long, you can definitely do that. But notice if it creates any pain or discomfort in the low back. And if that's the case, rebend that right knee. Never want to have pain in yoga. A little discomfort, bit of a stretch, a little awkwardness is okay because we are doing things we maybe haven't done before or haven't done in a while. But never pain, never sharp pains, never numbness. Those are to be avoided. And if you reach that point, back off whatever you're doing. Okay, I've lost count. So let's go ahead and press that up to the sky once again with an inhale. Exhale, rebend that right knee. And then let's bring the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. And again, here you can hug those legs in towards your heart for a deeper hip stretch. Or you can take this opportunity to massage your left foot, calf, shin, or thigh. Feel free to move your leg around as much as it feels good to you for easy access. It's your leg. You can do with it whatever you want. And we'll be here for a few more breaths. Just nice and tender. You can use fingertips or knuckles or the heels of your hands. Might notice some tender spots you didn't realize you had that you might just bring a little love to. And then when you have had enough on that side, let's go ahead and unwind the legs. We're going to walk the feet out to the edges of the mat again. And then take your arms out into a nice T shape, palms up or down, whatever feels best in your shoulders. If that doesn't feel great, you can bring your arms to a goalpost or cactus arm shape or even a W shape. And we're just going to windshield wiper the knees from side to side. So inhale here as you're looking up towards the sky and the knees are pointing upward. Exhale to take your knees to the left and turn your gaze to the right. Inhale, knees and gaze back up towards the sky. Exhale, knees right, gaze left. Let's just go a couple more times in each direction, massaging the low back, the sacrum, and the hips, massaging the back of the head. Finding that little twist to support spinal health, digestion, elimination, lymphatic flow. One more time to each side. And the next time the knees are right and the gaze is left, that's the last time. We'll bring the knees and the gaze back up towards the sky. And we'll come right back where we started. Knees dropping inward, hands resting on the belly and near your heart, or maybe on your ribs if that was more comfortable for you. And just notice the quality of your breath, the softness of your body, any opportunity that you created for yourself for quiet, stillness, peace, clarity, spaciousness. Feel your heartbeat, your breath flow, and any sense of tingling or aliveness or energy flowing in your body. Just a few more breaths here. You might notice your breath is slower and deeper than when we started. Maybe not. No judging. It's not a goal, it's a practice. If your time allows, you can stay on your mat, breathing your breath as long as it works for you. But if you have other things to get to today, let's go ahead and begin to get ourselves back up into a seat. You might like to take a moment to stretch out again for another full body stretch. Wiggling fingers and toes, rotating wrists and ankles, and then shift over into a fetal position again. And when you're ready, press yourself up to your favorite tall seat. You can sit cross-legged or on your heels or with your legs outstretched straight in front of you in Dandasana, staff pose. See if you can lift your heart and have a nice tall spine here. And then together, let's inhale, reach your arms out and as high up as your shoulders will allow today. Bring your palms together. And exhale to draw your thumbs right down to meet your sternum. Thank you for practicing with me today. Thank yourself for taking the time out to support your own health and healing. May you walk gently, breathe deeply, and love fully. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, so much for joining me today. I'm going to come right back up to the camera and stop the recording and take a moment for any questions or feedback. Oh, I can't see the button. There we go. There it is.